Yo, what's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's time for another episode of Step Your Game Up. This episode's about side decking. The proper way to side deck would be, depending on, you side deck depending on what kind of deck you're facing against. Because, say you're going against Gravekeepers, and you play Quick Draw, or Danny Warrior Doppelplants when that comes out, and you're going against Gravekeepers. You don't want to keep in all of your graveyard shit against them when you're side decking. For instance, Monster Reborn, Pot of Avarice, Limit Reverse, all stuff like that. You know, you don't want to keep in that kind of stuff. Oh, you would side out a Junk Synchron. You don't want to keep that stuff in. You want to side that stuff out because it all gets affected by Necro Valley. So you wouldn't side too much of that out because you guys play Rykos and all that anyway, and you would side in Dust and a few other things against them. I'm not really sure of the side deck, but say you're playing Samurais. I play Samurais. What I do is I side out a one Grandmaster, my Monster Reborn, a double-edged, I think one United, and I sided 2 Dust Tornadoes, and a few other things against them because crossouts, because I hate Gravekeepers. You know, getting royal tributed when you have monsters in your hand. Even though I do play a low monster count Samurais, it still does happen to me sometimes. But what you do pretty much is you just side in what's gonna help you. Generally, like the standard cards for a side deck are Nobleman of Crossout, Chain Disappearance. If you're playing like one archetype, you play Rivalries. If you're playing just one attribute, you play Goes in Match. Fossil Dynas, those are pretty good. Cyber Dragons. I know some people side D-Prisons. I side Agors too for Gravekeepers because I hate having to top deck. If I top deck into Agors and they pop my back row, I set a bluff, they pop my back row, and they attack me for 2,000, well then I drop Gorse. Or against those random Light Sworns, they go JD, blow up my field. So, yeah. Trying to think of what I'm missing. Oh, you don't want to overside sometimes too. I know with Samurais being around, everyone oversides for them, and then you're siding less of for another deck. I mean, I understand. Like when I went to Dallas, everyone was siding Kinetics and Puppet Plants, but some people were siding Kinetics, Puppet Plants, Warrior Elimination. What else? They were siding something else. Spell Shattering Arrow. I know that's good against Gravekeepers as well, but it just seems like they overcommitted too much to their side, and those are generally the people who don't do good. And then when they're siding into their deck, they side everything out and then put that stuff in because it's good against them. But generally, they're siding stuff out that's helping them. You side stuff out that's not really going to help you against the deck. You don't side stuff out that is helping you against the deck. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, let's see. I know when I side with Samurais, I don't know if anyone else does this, but whenever I go second, I take out my Uniteds and my Gateway. Because I know it's generally like with Black Wings, people are siding out their Whirlwind whenever they go second, because it's not very often they're going to get a summon off anyway. So they sided it out. Same thing with Gateway and United. I don't really get my summons off very often. I really side them out against X-Sabers because I know people at my locals, they side they main Saber Holes and Warnings. So I especially side them out against X-Sabers. Mainly, I don't know. I feel like I side those out, and those are just cards that I don't really need when I go second. When I go first, yes, I need them because, you know, that's what helps me push and overextend to the field while keeping control of the field at the same time. And they just don't seem to help me. If I were playing like, what's another deck that I have? If I were playing Fish, I would probably side in Gozens, just because you can still make Brionic and keep control of the field. If I were siding X-Sabers, I side with X-Sabers. Whenever I'm playing them, I side Crossouts, Chain Disappearance, Crossouts, Chain Disappearance, sometimes Cyber Dragons, depending on what I'm playing against. But mainly, I'm always siding in Crossouts and Chain Disappearance, just because Chain hits so many things in the meta right now. They hit Dragonities, X-Sabers, Six Samurais, Doppelplants, for people who are playing the bad version right now. Pretty much hits everything in the meta. Treeborn Frog, Fish, or Frog Monarchs, whatever you want to play. It hits all the good stuff. Crossouts hit everything. Like X-Sabers, it hits Dark Souls and Ember's Blades. Gatekeepers, it hits Spy. You can't side that against Samurais, because pretty much almost every game they open up the nuts. So you can't side that against them. You can side it against Geminis for those Snowman Eaters, and especially since a lot of Geminis are siding Penguin Soldier now. The card is great. It wins games if you're playing Geminis, because it's another target for your zero plays. So I personally like it over Penguin Soldier, over Snowman Eater. People are saying that Snowman Eater is better, but just the reason they were saying that is because it has 19 defense, and pretty much any monster that runs into it is gonna take life points, and then they're gonna lose a monster. They were trying to explain this with Samurais with Kazan, because Kazans they'll take 100 and then they'll pop a monster. The thing is though, rarely do you just see like one Kazan on the field, or like a Kazan and a Grandmaster, so that they can or you can hit one card. If that is the occasion, they have a Kagamusha out, especially if they know they're going against Geminis. So they're gonna attack into it with the Kazan, and then you're gonna have to kill the Kagamusha, or they're gonna sync up anyway. So I mean, Penguin Soldier is so much better, because the fact of the matter is, if they have Xian out and yugioh, and they have usually when they have Xian out, they're gonna have a Grandmaster, a Kazan, or something else out in the field. If they attack into that Snowman Eater, and you go target Grandmaster, they're gonna kill something else off to kill that to save their Grandmaster. But if you go Penguin Soldier and they target 2 cards, it's done. There's nothing they can do. The only thing they can do is Divine Wrath, but I don't know of any Samurai players that side that card. So, or Chivalry. I mean, Penguin Soldier is a lot better card in Geminis, I think. I mean, that's just my personal preference, and I think that's probably what the winner of was it Anaheim? I think that's what it was. I think that was his personal preference too. Penguin Soldier is definitely a great card. So remember that, YouTube. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.